Greetings guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Today I am joined by Ethan.
I'm over here. Hi.
So today we are back with another episode of Are the Straights Okay? Because it has been a really long time since I have done one of these. And I used to do them every month. And it's been like 4 months since I've done one. So it's accumulated. A lot of stuff has happened. So there's a lot more to check out. Basically, I went through the Reddit, Are the Straights Okay? And also this Instagram account they keep getting deleted. So they're on like their 12th new name, and I think it's like the real hetero cringe or something, because they get deleted like every 2 weeks
For anti-straight
Yeah.
persecution.
It's hate crime, obviously. Yeah. We all know that straight people are the most oppressed victims, obviously.
They are the most marginalized.
You can't be straight anymore. You'll actually get bullied. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would never bully straight people. Doctor says he caught wife dumping Drano in his drink after he rigged the kitchen with cameras. And then Jesse Kelly retweeted with, "Oh boohoo, your wife is slowly killing you. That's called marriage."
How could straight people be like, I support traditional marriage, man and a woman is how it's supposed to be, and then also be like, yeah, your wife is supposed to drain you of all of your energy and make you hate yourself.
Traditional marriage, the best and purest form of love.
Where you're miserable for the rest of your life until you die.
And
That's
it's
straight
promoted.
pride.
It's good. Yeah, straight pride. Exactly.
Also, like, that's crazy. Drano in his drink?
I
Also,
know.
why did he put cameras in the kitchen?
I have so
Like
many questions.
I know.
Why are there cameras in the kitchen? That is a very good question.
Like, did he already suspect she was putting Drano in his drinks? And he was like, rather than just confronting her and rather than just tasting the Drano, I need to install cameras in my kitchen. And, like, how did she not know? Like, he had to have had, like, workmen. Like, I'm imagining, like, a camera, like, installed. It's a very high-quality camera. It's not, like, a small...
Yeah.
It's not like a GoPro.
Not communicating and not being observant are also two really important factors in straight pride.
Yeah, that's true. Those are two
So
of the
he's-
colors in their flag. That's what they represent.
Yeah, you can't directly ask your wife things, obviously, because you don't want to talk to her.
No.
That's gross. Why would you talk to your wife? That's gross. And then she doesn't pay attention to what he's doing, because why would she do that, you know?
No, yeah, and she wants to kill him for obvious reasons.
Exactly. This is a tweet that just says, "Girls, I know you need pads, tampons, and toothbrushes or whatever, but can you put them in a separate store so us bros don't have to see them?" He asked a good
separate
question.
store.
It's a good...
Like what? Like the women's store. Also,
And-
toothbrushes. I've almost missed that.
Men don't brush their teeth, actually.
It's not something that, like, men have evolved past the need to do that.
Yeah. No, that
The
makes
teeth
sense.
are self-cleaning. It reminds me of all those memes. It's like, okay, babe, I'm in the tampon aisle. What size pussy you wear?
They're also the same people who are like, you know, the straight people who want to get married and hate their wives, but then also don't ever want to see a pad. What do you think's going to be in your bathroom?
Yeah, I hate to break it to you. If my 13-year-old daughter is not doing anything bad, what reasons would she have to be uncomfortable with me placing a camera in her room? That's the classic, like, conservatives love this argument where it's like, if you don't have nothing to hide, let me look at you.
What reason would you have to want to put a camera in your 13-year-old daughter's room in the first place? What is the motive here? She's
To
not doing
make
anything
sure-
bad. Why would she be uncomfortable? Why did you suggest it?
Yeah. Weird thing to bring up. Like, I want to make sure she's not doing anything bad. What, like crack? Like, what? What the fuck do you think your 13-year-old daughter is doing? Like, if there's a boy in her room, that's up to you if she has a boy over. Then it's kind of your fucking issue. And
Yeah.
also, like, what are you gonna do if she was, like, having sex or something? Like, you're gonna be like, oh, there it is on the camera. I caught you after the fact. Unless it's, like, a live feed, like a dog cam.
Which is almost worse.
Yeah.
Even if she is doing shit like that, like if she is having sex or whatever, like why do you need to see it? What do you think?
Yeah.
If you're suspicious of that, surely a camera isn't the answer.
Yeah, maybe talking to your child.
You're like, I think my daughter is having sex, so I'm gonna put a camera in her room just to make sure
Yep.
she's not. So
Like,
I have a few questions.
well, are you on any lists of any like registered kind of individuals? But also, like, it's one step removed from being like, I think my daughter's having sex, so I'm going to dress up as a little teeny bopper and try to seduce her.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's like a
God.
little propeller hat.
There was a couple times back when I did this, there was a post of, like, you know, a mom on Snapchat who, like, seduced her child and was, like, sexting her child just to be like, see, you are flirting with people online.
No fucking shot. That's insane.
Yeah.
That is like demonic behavior. The amount of trauma that would
That
create
would, like,
in a child.
fuck you up forever.
No, you would like never trust anybody again.
No.
Because
Like,
not only like are you feel like betrayed on an emotional level from someone that you were like romantically interested in, it's your mom and it was all a lie. Like that's crazy.
insane. Especially when it had, like, there was, like, sexual context to some of their messages too. Imagine finding out that you were saying that to your mother and then they were replying.
Any woman that I want to marry must, first of all, stay with my mom for 6 months to a year so that my mom can train her and let her know how to take care of me.
Healthy.
Like, I want to say that that's a joke, but it's not, like, there's no punchline. That's just, like,
No.
a crazy
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. I love when they, like, openly admit to wanting to date their mother.
Yeah, so many straight people just want a mom
Yeah.
that they can have sex with, which well, you can make a whole video just about that and what that implies.
Yeah.
But goddamn, it's pretty awesome when they say it out loud like that.
It's so funny that they don't realize that that's what they've said too. Like, they
Yeah.
pretty much explicitly say it word for word and then are like, no, this is a normal thing. I'm not attracted. I don't want to date my mom.
When you're with somebody romantically, you should not be thinking about your parents really at all.
No.
Actually, this is just so weird. Like, what is this person? If this person's like at a marriage age and their mom still takes care of them,
Yeah. That's...
what does your mom do? Like your laundry, bro? Like that shit always freaks me out. Like I've been doing my own laundry since I was like 9. My mom worked 2 jobs. Like she just didn't have time to do shit for me. So like I'm a very independent person when it comes to like the shit that I need to do. So like that just does not compute.
Yeah, and how you then expect that from another, like,
From a
adult of your
partner?
own age. Like, if you can't do it and don't want to do it, why do you assume someone else of the same age can and should do it?
Because it's comes with the privilege of being with you, obviously.
Oh no, you're so right. That payment is so worth it. I don't know how many partners, like, that's the thing is, like, saying this as well, is he's fully, like, thinks that someone's going to be willing to do that too.
Yeah. And like the saddest part is there are women that are willing to do that because that's like it's like all they know.
But staying with your mom for 6 months to a year, I feel like is almost pushes it, like, one step further.
6 months to a year? You're just gonna double it like that just in case?
That's a long time.
like-
And how is your mom cool with that? Did you ask her? It's the implication to me that, like, they wouldn't be living together. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it would be assuming that he lives in the house with his mother, but my brain automatically went to, like, he lives in his own house and this girl
Yeah.
lives with his mom.
That's what I thought too, because he makes it sound like she's going to like a boarding school.
Ships her away to wife school.
So my girl was asleep and I was bored up, so I went to the bathroom and called her phone private 5 times. Then went back in the room, grabbed her phone and yelled out, "Who the fuck is calling you private at 5 in the morning?" So we were up for the rest of the morning arguing about a fake call. Moral of the story, do what you gotta do to spend time with her. That's literally gaslighting.
Yeah.
This is just, yo, homies who up abusing their girl at 5 in the morning.
Do what you gotta do to spend time with them.
Oh, the insecurity that has to like permeate through all of your body.
How do you resort to this? Why don't you just
Right?
ask to spend time with her, maybe?
And she was asleep.
She was asleep. What are you talking about? Presumably, since you grabbed the phone, in the same, like, room as you.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
were already together. What was the purpose of this?
Do what you can to spend time with her.
Yeah, no, you're right. It makes logical sense.
I feel like this one has to be a joke. Like, there's just no way someone would do this.
I don't know. It feels like it absolutely should be a joke. But
Right?
I
hard
don't
to tell.
think it is. And that's the worst part is I can see this happening, which is terrible. But,
That's pretty bad.
oh my god. If you can't spend time with your partner without, like, yelling at them and having a fight, maybe you should date someone else. Because if your
Maybe-
quality time is fighting, that's not quality time.
Maybe if you think quality time is fighting, you should just go to jail instead. You shouldn't be allowed to date anybody, really.
No, yeah. I agree with that. That's a much better resolution than mine.
Yeah. Don't put that on someone else.
No, yeah. Don't date anyone. Just turn yourself in.
I was badly craving Pizza Hut, so I asked my boyfriend if he'd buy it because I was broke, and he said no because I didn't really need it. So I threatened to report him for domestic violence, and the motherfucker was on the app straight away. Hashtag free pizza. Wow. That's, like, no, there's no heroes here because he was like, you don't need it, which is a really weird thing to say to your partner. But to escalate it to like, okay, what if I call the police if you don't get me my pizza? What then? Like, I
Yeah.
can't even imagine how that conversation played out.
It's a terrible. And how do you then, like, just go about that as though it's like a no? How do you then, like, get the pizza and be like, thank you, and everything is normal? I don't.
Yeah. Did they eat the pizza together? Like, what the fuck happened?
How did this not end with the relationship ending? There's not like one bad person. They both just seem like bad people. They're both
Yeah.
toxic in this one. So
Yeah.
it's not even a solution of like, she should leave him, he should leave, they should leave each other.
They
This
should
is
both go to jail.
clearly-
You're done.
Maybe there are better ways to get pizza. Maybe you could have made pizza.
But she wanted Pizza Hut.
Right, no, you're right. It's very important.
Yeah, she had to get the fucking... And, like, Pizza Hut fucking sucks. Let's be real. Like, all that for Pizza Hut? Not even, like, a Domino's or, like, a fucking local place that's decent. Fucking Pizza Hut.
This one's from New Zealand, and so, like, whenever I see anything that's from New Zealand, I, like,
Yeah.
feel something, and this one is just not one that I'm proud of.
It's Getting Hot in Here by Anonymous from New Zealand. Today my wife surprised me with a blowjob. Turns out it was punishment for not doing the washing, as she did it with chili powder in her mouth. Like, that would suck for her, too.
It sucked for
And
everyone
also-
involved.
Yeah, like, she would have to have chili powder in her mouth, which is just not... That would be miserable. And then,
Yeah.
like... What, did you finish? Like, it would take, like, 10 seconds for you to be like, oh, Jesus, stop.
And how do you play that off? So, like, I don't understand how you get into the situation in which your, like, your wife can be giving you a blowjob and you haven't noticed she has chili in her mouth?
Yeah, she's just, like, not saying anything.
She
'cause
can't open her
fucking
mouth or
chili
do-
or-
How do you get in the... Seems like a slightly harsh punishment. Just a little bit harsh.
Yeah. I mean, straight people be like, I forgot to take the trash out. My wife lit me on fire. FML.
This is not a normal thing. This is not a normal confession. It's the fact that they write these as though they're like, this is a thing that happened.
I would argue that's, like, borderline bioterrorism.
Yeah.
This is chemical warfare.
It's a creative punishment. I'll give
Yeah.
her that.
But honestly, it's also a war crime. So, let's see. Ask a guy why he doesn't want a daughter, and he's going to sexualize his answer. Fair. My guess is, as a parent, you just don't want to get disappointed by your offspring. I guess the chances your daughter will disappoint you are higher, mostly by making poor relationship choices. Also, a son is way cheaper to raise. Based on what? Like, evidence. Source. I would love one.
I need any information. A son is way cheaper. And
Yeah.
how? Where? How? What's the difference?
Well, you don't have to worry about the tampon store.
You're so right. You're so right. This is actually a really, like, woke take because they're acknowledging
Yeah.
that pink tax exists.
Yeah, true. They're like,
So-
yeah, women's razors are way too expensive.
Too expensive. Having a son's
Women's
cheaper. They
shampoo.
don't get taxed more. No, he's actually like really on point with that one. I will never understand the obsession that parents have with their kids, specifically fathers with their daughters, like sex lives. Leave them alone.
It's so puritanical, and it's like, your kid's gonna make good choices if you actually educate them, but if you shelter them, they're going to make mistakes, and that's how they have to learn. That's just literally how like anything works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Good communication and like not overly restricting them, because the more you do that, the more it's gonna hurt them and you.
Yeah, it's like pushing two magnets together that don't go. That's
So
what
good.
it's like. It's so funny. Like, women are sluts and they be shopping. That's just, that's the fucking response. That's why I don't want a daughter.
Men aren't though. Boys aren't like that.
Boys don't have sex and they don't buy clothes. Ever.
No.
This is so real, especially in this generation. Okay, no, though. I
No.
love when people say, like, especially these days, this generation. It's like, bro, this guy's at least 20, or at most 20.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably more like 17.
Implying that this is the first generation that men have spent money on women is the funniest thing. Women didn't used to ask for money. We weren't expected to pay for...
No, you don't understand. Back in the day, women never, like, cared about money.
Oh, no,
Like,
you're
they
so right.
definitely wouldn't marry rich people specifically as, like, a cultural thing.
No. They weren't, like, literally sold to people.
Yeah, no. Nowadays, they always want tampons or whatever they buy, and they want men to buy them for them.
Yeah, which is quite honestly disgusting. Why don't women work for their money like they used to 50 years ago?
Why don't women just fucking get a job?
Notoriously, historically, women always had their own money to spend. And, like, now they're taking advantage of men.
And I mean, good thing now women do make exactly the same as men, so it doesn't make any sense for them to potentially be more financially reliant in a relationship.
No.
They make the exact same amount and have the same
Yeah,
opportunities.
yes, exactly. All of the same opportunities and earnings. I mean, they're right in the sense that this is the first generation that's had, like, debit cards.
Yeah.
So, if that's what they're implying.
True. I also like that it's like, they're not going with the obvious sexual innuendo. They're just like, it's a kiss, but they're sliding a card in, which is just so gross. But here's the thing. You can tell which one's the girl because she has hair. On. The man has a suit because he's a man. And the woman has hair because she's a woman.
Exactly. And only women have hair, as we know.
Yeah, that's true.
And only men wear suits, also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, because that's what men do.
Especially in this generation.
Especially this generation. She is ready to settle down now. I'm ready to settle down now. Hey, yo. Yikes.
What was the purpose of editing the baby into this? She was already pregnant. What was the point?
Because it wasn't racist enough before. Because if she was just pregnant, they would have had to do like a magnifying glass on like on the belly to show that it wasn't a white baby. And that's the real issue here.
I think it's the insinuation as well of, like, black dads always leave, right? Which is, like...
Oh my god, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they're playing into the, like, she had a baby with a black man, and obviously he left. So she's come crawling back to me, white man, because I'm better.
Even though he's abandoning her, too. He's saying he doesn't want to be with her either. So you're not better.
The idea as well, yeah, that, like, once you have kids, like, you suddenly are undateable. People date people with kids. Because, like, some people view mothers as people. A wild concept there, that single mothers are people too, but...
Yeah. I also, you never see this fucking meme with single fathers.
Ever! Never.
And single fathers are, like, they're a thing. Like, I
They
had
are.
one for a bit.
And they also would like to look for love as well.
Yeah. and I'm sure are also rejected by people who are insane, just like this. Your worth is entirely determined based on your sexual history.
Yeah, obviously. This is like a really well-known fact.
Just like the quantification, like, okay, so there's a certain number of people a woman can sleep with where she starts to lose her value. It's like, literally, I would feel it's the opposite, because like an experienced sexual partner is like desirable for most people. Like logically, how does that make sense?
Yeah, it is absolutely illogical to be like, the more sexual partners you have, the less you... Why? How? It doesn't make sense at all.
Like, I remember dating as in my early 20s and being like, you know, like dating people with not a lot of sexual experience. I didn't have a lot of sexual experience. That shit sucked in comparison to what you have later. That was so lame. Like, you're so anxious. You don't know how to communicate. You don't have the fucking vernacular. Why would you want that for the rest of your life?
That's a good point. It's a very good question. And then you get the, like, traits TM, as we call them. People who, like, don't know how to communicate, and then they are in a relationship with people. They've never had sex with other people, and then they're together, and they don't know how to communicate because they don't talk to each other. And then it is just bad forever, because...
It is. Because it's, like, especially when you have, like, a repressed, like, Christian background. I watch Paul and Morgan on stream
I was watching Paul and Morgan yesterday for a video, too.
They have no ability. They don't even have the words to talk about how they feel. Unless you are the kind of person that can really do research from non-Christian sources and, like, learn as a person, preferably with a sex therapist, if you were in that kind of situation, like, then you can develop that. But they're so, like, closed off, and so many straight couples are just, like, fully closed off to changing anything. Like, if it sucks, then that's just my wife. Like, damn. Okay.
Ball and chain. Half of the people I went to uni with were saving sex till marriage, and I you do you, but I don't get it. It also means you rush getting married super quickly.
Yeah, it's something that I think not a lot of people talk about, but it does create, like, an incentive to marry quicker, which I think is kind of the point. Like, you know, Christian organization. But, like, it is so unhealthy, because I remember having that attitude in, like, high school and being like, oh yeah, like, you marry and then you have sex, like, that's the order you do things in. So, like, I would have gotten married so much earlier if I kept that, like, mentality.
Don't buy it till you try it. That's what my mom said about sex when I was, like, 13. It's like, don't get married until you have sex, was effectively the thing. But also, don't get married. That was her other advice, which is a very different mentality, I think, to a lot of people having from their parents.
I don't think I've ever had marriage, like, that heavily pushed on me or anything. It's just, like, a cultural thing. It's just, like, all around, and, like, you go to a wedding and it's exciting and fun, and you're like, wow, this
I've
is,
always
like,
really liked the idea of weddings, but hated the idea of marriage. But, like, that's just because I really like the dresses. Wedding dresses are just really pretty, and I want to wear one. That's really the only thing.
Yeah, I just think it's fun to party. You should totally just have, like, a full wedding, but just never get married. Like, why not? You could do it every couple of years if you want.
Have a wedding that's dedicating love to yourself.
Yeah. That's awesome. You invite all your family to, like, you actually have, like, wedding invitations, but there's no second name on there. You
do a toast and a speech about how much you love yourself.
That would be so funny. Yeah.
We should normalize that, because that sounds great. Sounds like a good day.
Just a whole ceremony for yourself.
What's the consensus? Do you think the straights are okay?
No, certainly not. God. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, thank you for exposing me to exactly how bad it was. You're
so welcome.
Yeah, I don't often dredge the depths of straight people.
You're lucky. Anyway, I am glad that you had a fun time.
Yeah, no, this was a blast.
Yay, straight people.
I wouldn't really. Everybody clip that out of context. The Queer Kiwi officially endorses straight people.
Oh my gosh.
It's front page
ruin
news.
My brand. I get cancelled and everyone unsubscribes. Thank you so much to my Sprout Nobel patrons whose names are up on the screen right now, and my Kiwi Cat patrons. Wolf, Toulouse, Bobby, Sparrow, Josh, Mandy, Robbie, Ishtar Hope, Silly, Ikazil, Robin, the alienated librarian, Rosendo, Akita, and Skylar. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you.
Bye.
When you close your eyes, you replace the darkness with light. You replace the monsters with fairies. You replace the hate with love.
Kill straight people.